to this episode of Solutions of Success. I'm Hollis Stennett, your hostess. Tonight's focus is on the impact of youth programs in churches on education and lifestyles of healthy teens. Joining me this evening are Kurt Baca from Heritage High School, Patrick Redmond from Heritage, Morgan Crawford from LFO, River Canyon Setliff from Cowboy Church, and she's homeschooled, Parker Ingram from Ridgeland, Michael Ingram from Ridgeland, and Laurel Neal from Gordon Lee High School. Thank you for joining us this evening. On our panel this evening, Jason Thomas from Fort Oglethorpe First Baptist, Eric Dunn from Carpenter's Cowboy Church in Lafayette, Georgia, Ernie Ellis from Peavine Baptist Church, Amber Burns from Elizabeth Lee United Methodist Church in Chickamauga. We are all facing growing issues, and teenagers have hard times these days with all of the issues that they face that we didn't have when we were younger. School districts and municipalities throughout the United States are under intense pressure to reform schools, raise graduation rates, and better prepare American youth for a workforce that must compete globally. Improving America's educational system so that all students have access to a quality education is important, but focusing on that system alone will not ensure the educational success of our nation's young people. School leaders, city officials, parents, sometimes we are so focused on life that we overlook some of the greatest allies that we have. Willing partners are operating in virtually every community in America, and some of our greatest partners are our churches. That's what this show's about, how great churches and their youth groups are as partners for healthy lifestyles in teens. Panel, thank you for joining me. Amber, if it's okay, we'll start with you. Tell us about Elizabeth Lee United Methodist Church, their youth program, and how you outreach to the teenagers in your area.
Well, we have all ages at our church, from the time that they're born until college ministry and singles. One specific way that we outreach to the teenagers, when I was growing up in school, we always had school dances after the ball games and stuff like that. For whatever reason, the school system doesn't allow that. So our church is kind of known for what we call the fifth quarter. And the fifth quarter is after every home football game. You're free, the community and the students alike are free to come and have free food and a free band and a free place, a safe place to hang out. And so the police chief of Chickamauga and I were talking at the fifth quarter, and he said this is a great thing because it keeps everybody safe and off the roads, and because nobody wants to go home after a football game. So that's one of our specific ministries. So,
Mr. Ellis, could you tell us about Peavines?
Peavine, we have Nathan McCoy does our youth, and Jeremy Elam does the children's children's ministry. We have a great church as far as, with the activities and things that go on with the students. I'm at Wood Station Elementary now, and so seeing that aspect of it, we're kind of like a feeder for Peavine and for the other churches around. We have several youth pastors and things that come in to do our FCA. We have an FCA program in our elementary.
Fellowship of Christian Athletes.
Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Greg Spradlin is at Peavine. He's kind of like the area director. But we have several of the schools have, elementary schools have the FCAs incorporated in that group.
Excellent program. Eric Dunn from Carpenter's Cowboy Church. Tell us about your youth ministry.
Well, my youth ministry, it goes to the age of 18. And one of the biggest things that I found when I was younger was if I wasn't hands-on with something or very involved with something, my attention seemed to be elsewhere. And so a lot of the things that we do in our youth program is to get the teens involved, get their hands on something, let them make a difference. And one of the things that we've got, one ministry in particular that we've started to do is we've started what I call doers of the word. And so what we do is just recently, actually, we got together as a youth group and had a drive to get blankets together to donate to the homeless. and we like to give back to the community like that. This summer we've got a program going on to where we're going to be going around to different places, and there's a lot of people that are in need right now. A lot of people that can't really just go out and do even yard work, either because they're elderly or maybe be sick with something. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our youth out, and we're going to actually offer our help to these people, and we're going to have our youth work with these people and try to make a difference in the community.
Hey, Jason.
Paul, first of all, thank you for helping us get the word out. Our campus here is located in a way in which we're able to connect with students from Ridgeland High School, from LFO, from Heritage, from Ringgold, from Gordon Lee, and we're excited about that because what we want to do more than anything else is come alongside families. We are here to really help do and work with moms and dads, grandparents, guardians, to help them with the raising of their kids. It's really a family atmosphere. And so a lot of what we're doing is not just teaching them the Bible, but also helping them live that out in a relationship with other youth and also personally with Jesus. And I think the biggest thing we're finding is when we're able to put them into situations where they're living out their faith, then they're able to experience so much more. And they do that so often through missions, through local ministry projects, community projects, and also through just having fun together. It's pretty simple. Our best outreach is through relationships. And that's kind of what you find here, is just living out faith through relationships.
Awesome. Thank you, panel, for sharing. That was great. And now we're going to turn to the youth in our room, the students, the important part, and the reason why we're here, leadership. How does your youth group involvement help you develop leadership skills? Who'd like to share? Kurt.
Well, I know firsthand that leading in a youth group helps you lead anywhere else. So taking what you learn from youth group and bringing it to school helps you lead your peer group in good decision making and just good tactics to get through the school day, because the school day can be very long sometimes. So just having that good basis from youth group, bringing it to school really helps out a lot.
Oh, Laurel, thank you.
The youth program at my church is wonderful, and leading wise, it has helped me become a good music leader, and I actually lead the music at in our church's youth, and then I play music during the services. So that's helped me a lot become good with music. So that's a good quality, I guess.
Excellent quality, Laurel. Leadership is very important in everything that you're going to do within your lives. There are going to be times that you're not going to feel so comfortable about leading, when you're going to be called on at church or work or school, and you know the answer, but maybe you just don't feel comfortable going out. Are there times when you've fallen on what you've learned at your youth group to come forth and to have that courage to be a leader? Miss River.
Being in my youth group, it's really hands-on, and I feel like they prepare you to be more of a leader because our youth, we get helped out by our pastors and everything. And I work with the music and the dances and everything, and I do believe that's really helped me be better about standing up in front of people and talking about my faith.
Panel, that was a great discussion on leadership, and now I'm going to ask you individually, what do you do within your youth group to help build confidence so that they can apply for a position, go for a job interview, or maybe speak at school in front of their peers? Amber, you're the lady. We'll start with you first.
Thanks. We provide a lot of opportunities for the youth at our church, especially on mission trips and things like that, to go into different types of situations, to go into nursing homes and to how to speak to the elderly and how to start a conversation, how to go into the Boys and Girls Club and pick out the kid that needs them the most. We also provide them the opportunity to fail. I think that students don't try sometimes because they're scared it won't go how they want it to or something like that. And so in our youth group, you have the freedom and know that we'll still love you and we'll try again. But we do constructional ministry in the summer. We do people ministry in the summer. So I just think providing them with lots of different opportunities. Sometimes adults don't think that they can do it and don't give them those opportunities. And at Elizabeth Lee, we put them up front. You know, we want them to be our worship leaders, and we want them to help in the kids club and then lead a lesson and things like that. So we provide many opportunities for them to just try it, to see what they're good at and sometimes what they need to work on. But I do think the intergenerational thing is a big deal because sometimes they don't know how to act around adults. So we provide those opportunities for them. So.
Mr. Ellis?
At Peavine, they too have the mission trips and youth trips that they do. At Wood Station, we actually, the fifth graders there, we call it the Star Squad. And we will give them responsibilities. They are there early in the morning, and then they'll help with the kindergarten students, getting them organized and putting them in their backpacks and getting all the things put away. We have some that helps out in the cafeteria. We have some that helps out in the front office carrying things for teachers when they come in. So we try to instill some leadership qualities in the students, even in fifth grade, because I've been in high school for several years, and that leadership quality will transfer from elementary, middle school, and high school. And you'll see the students that actually want to belong to a group or want to be part of something. They'll be part of something whether it's positive or it's negative. So being part of that group and that community, I think, is good. It gives them a job and instills some leadership qualities in them.
I found sometimes in life you have to get out of your comfort zone. I found that out the hard way, but sometimes in life you have to get out of that comfort zone, and you will be faced with that a lot of times. And I'll tell you something cool that we did. We take a lot of trips with the youth. We like to take them on youth retreats and give them the opportunity to fellowship and all that. But something really cool we did was we went up to Pigeon Forge this past year. And we took them to Dollywood, and we said, we're going to give you an opportunity to get out of your comfort zone here. And so what we did was we divided the group up, the whole youth group, into several different groups, and we gave them a set of challenges. And these were designed to get them out of their comfort zone, but also designed to show them, hey, I can do it. And so what they did was we would have challenges anywhere from, go up and randomly charade David and Goliath and just see if they can guess what these people guess what you're charading, out of the Bible. Or we had something really cool. We would go up and just start singing in the middle of the biggest crowd that we could possibly find, flash mob. And when people start, of course our group, that they didn't want to do this at first. Of course, they're real shy and they don't want anything to do with being in front of people. But when they start that flash mob, and then you've got total strangers that's singing with you and raising their hands, and they're realizing that, hey, I can do this. Getting out of my comfort zone isn't so bad. I can make a difference doing this. It's you start seeing walls being torn down there. So I think it's really important to sometimes get them out of their comfort zone and give them the opportunity to make a difference.
Paul, I don't know if I said this before, but I'm the lead pastor here at First Baptist in Fort Oglethorpe. And very simply, one of the things we want to do very first is teach them from God's Word that He's created them, and that He's created them very special, that He loves them, and each one of them have a story, that they are that important. Now, the story's not always a good one. And what I mean by that is we've all fallen short. We've all been separated. But to realize that God's never given up on them, that He is pursuing them, that He loves them, and that He's made a way for them to be close and to experience His presence. And that's really what Jesus is all about, is that when you trust in Him, the barriers are gone. That He has taken that for us, from us. When we trust in Him, we can have God's presence. And that makes all the difference in the world, that the Holy Spirit is with them. So whether they're interviewing, whether they're going out for a football team, or whatever they might be doing, to know that God loves them and God is with them. That makes the difference. And of course, then to begin to live that out And to trust that and to exercise in that and be stretched in that does require some challenge. It requires them being willing to get out and stretch and be willing to take some risks, take some chances. Within our church, we do that very simply with them getting opportunities to lead in worship, to be leaders in their group, to get out and do things. When we go on mission trips, they're not just comfort trips. We encourage them to be going into different areas where they're either doing construction work or they're doing evangelism. And so it stretches you a little bit. But you begin to see that, hey, I can do these things. I can find confidence, not just confidence in me, but confidence of God in me. And that's what the gospel and gospel living is all about.
Very strong panel we have this evening. As you can see, they all have that conviction and that passion to help teenagers and to be leaders. Now, teenagers, I've come to you. You just heard the panel before you. They've granted you many, many opportunities to develop leadership skills, to face those challenges, and to have the strength and courage to do so. Mr. Ellis was dynamic in his speech when he told us how it starts when they're in elementary school. The 5th graders helping the kindergartners. What in your youth group have you experienced that gave you that courage? Not saying you've never been scared, but you knew, like Pastor Jason said, you had it. God was with you, and you had that courage to lead on and face an interview, face that report in front of your peers. What have you experienced that gave you those skills and comfort? Go ahead.
Well, here at my church, First Baptist Church, we do mission trips to all over, like Louisville, Kentucky. Like this year, we're going to the New Mexico, Glorieta, New Mexico, and the camps we go to are just things to go out and help the community wherever we go. Like we go to universities and stay, and they split us up in groups with construction, going out to help kids, little kids, play with little kids, and just different things like that. And we have worship night, morning, during the day too. And my pastor, Jason, he lets us do a Sunday when we come back from camp. He lets us do a Sunday called Youth Sunday, which is like the youth who go to camp. He lets us do a Sunday without him doing some stuff. I mean, he lets us do all of it basically. But sometimes my youth pastor, he makes most of us do everything, and my youth pastor picks somebody to do the sermon, and most of the people that he picks to do the sermon are upper high school classmen, and but sometimes he asks lower people. But like I said, there's just so many other things you can do in life to go around your community to help get them all to come in and all that kind of stuff.
Thank you. Morgan, share.
I can think of really one thing that really got me on my comfort zone and really spoke to me. This past Christmas, our youth group went to the nursing home, and I'm not a very shy person, but when I meet new people, I'm kind of shy at first. But as soon as I walked in there to the first person, I felt like God was with me, and I was in there and I was giving them gifts and just telling them, Merry Christmas, and that God's with you, and and this one person, they just, as soon as we walked in, it really touched me. They just started crying before we even give them anything. They started crying, and I prayed with that person, and we sat there, and I sat with that person for a long time. We prayed. We just thanked God for everything that we had, and it really got me on my comfort zone that night, because when I was sitting there with that person, I really felt like God was speaking through me. It was really a touching moment for me in my experience.
And now Patrick Redmond from St. Gerard Catholic Church. Tell us about leadership.
Well, last summer, my youth group took a trip to Steubenville in Ohio, and whenever I got there, like nobody really wanted to be there because it's all the way in Ohio. But once we got there, it felt like family, and we all got to meet new people. We had a blast, and you know, if someone laughs, everyone laughs. If something does something stupid, everyone does something stupid. So it really, like, you really connect, and like, if someone was over there all by themselves, everyone went over there and made sure he was having a good time. And that trip was really exciting. My whole youth group enjoyed it. And this year we're going down to the bayou in Louisiana, where we are going to wrestle gators and have some Cajun crawfish.
In the name of Jesus, man, we're wrestling gators.
I hate to engage in a church battle here, but I went on several mission trips, and one that was really interesting was with Jason's church. I'm going to set the scene. I was one of the construction people, and we got placed on this ranch to help this this older lady do some things that really it's hard for anyone to do. Like, we were throwing barbed wire around and stuff, but the thing that really sticks out is she tasked us with capturing goats. And it's not just like the little goats that you see that you like scream at them and they faint. No, these weren't those kind of goats. They'd like scream at you and taunt you, and you look at this goat and you're like, are you serious? You want me to come? I'll come after you. And you just run after that goat, and it comes back after you. They attack you. These goats will attack you, and they poop on you and stuff like that. But you know, that's just part of the, you know, the Jesus and goats, I guess.
Ministry is messy,
just
Kurt.
all the messy.
Ministry is
messy
messy.
Christianity, but it's true. And so we would capture these goats, and they'd be screaming as we're holding them, and we'd have to hog tie them and weigh them, and then inject them with something that still to this day I don't know what it was, and I partially feel bad for the goats, but you know, it's just what happens. So that was Jason's church.
Thanks, Kurt.
Thank you for sharing with alligators and goats, children. I appreciate that. And as you can see in the studio audience, we all enjoyed a laugh, and I hope you're enjoying a laugh at home as well, and can see how engaging youth programs are. From goats to career activities, youth programs are essential for development in teenage lifestyles.
Dr. Carl F. Peterson Jr. has been practicing dentistry in the Rossville area for over 30 years. He and his professional staff will gently take care of all of your general, orthodontic, and cosmetic dentistry needs. Dr. Peterson is a participating provider with most insurance companies as well as HealthSpring and Medicaid, and will gladly file your insurance. You will be greeted by his friendly staff who take pride in making sure your visit is a pleasant experience. Call and schedule your smile makeover, and don't forget to mention seeing this ad on Solutions of Success to receive a 20% discount on your visit.
At Accelerated Workflow Solutions, we provide software and training in the field of voice recognition to help make computers more accessible for both medical professionals and people with disabilities. Call us at 706-375-3007. We are the Dragon People. We are Accelerated Workflow Solutions.
Uh-oh, Dad's gonna be mad.
If you find yourself in need of an attorney, call the law offices of Robert L. Stoltz. From auto crashes to forming a corporation, attorney Robert L. Stoltz can help you through some of life's ups and downs. Call him at 858-0023 or visit his offices at 376 Cloud Springs Road, Fort Oglethorpe.
all youth programs is to develop social and cognitive skills, including conflict resolution, peer pressuring skills, where you don't bow to peer pressure, where you develop relationships appropriately with other teenagers and adults, and recognizing those appropriate relationships. We're going to go to the panel now and let them tell how their youth programs help teens to develop these skills. Jason?
All right. Well, I mentioned this earlier, Paula, that we try to be a partner with families. And we try to come alongside as an extension of families, helping moms and dads. And I think one of the key words here is availability. When a teenager is having difficulties, we don't have all the solutions. I mean, the Bible, God's truth, God is able to do all things. But we don't have everything. But what we're able to do is come alongside and sometimes just be there, to be a support, to be someone who will listen. And I think what you will find within our youth group is we try to find the best leaders, those that will invest, and those that can be trusted, those that will listen, and also those leaders that will go out to where the teens are. We have a lot of teenagers coming here on campus, and we do a lot of things, whether it's Bible studies, socials. We have a new Saturday night worship service, which is really meant to reach people where they are. It's a little more casual, a little more energetic. In our gymnasium, we do things like that on campus on purpose, but we find that so many people won't be able to come here, or they won't come here, and so we try to find ways to be able to reach out to them. And so we're often trying to do things out in the community, and that is reaching out, connecting, teaching, and just being available with people. And one of the things we do, and my family did this growing up, is that if we had a problem, if we had an issue, something to work through, we communicated. We talked things out. And I think I've seen that within our youth group. One of the things they do the best when they get together is they communicate. They talk things out. And they're wonderful at sharing, at communicating. Everyone has value in the group. Everyone has something to say, something to offer, and they're willing to listen. And that's not just for the leaders, but also for those that I see, those students in the group. And so it becomes a safe place to be yourself and to learn how to engage with others, to communicate well, and to grow in that. And so we find that it works very well, simply being available and communicating well.
Eric?
Well, it's no question, there is a lot of bad stuff going on in the world today. If you don't believe me, turn on your TV for more than 10 minutes and you'll see something on there. And you know, for a teen, it's easy to get wrapped up in all that stuff, and it's easy to make the wrong decisions, and it's easy to get wrapped up with the wrong crowd. But what we try to do is we try to offer them a lot of alternatives, a lot of things that they can do, you know, rather than being wrapped up in the wrong stuff. And one of the more fun things that we do is youth rodeo. We have a youth rodeo once a month. And, you know, this is open to just about every age, you know, up to 18. And then actually, we have included to where the adults can participate with the kids. The reason we did that was because it's good that they participate with the kids. It's good to have that relationship with them and to be able to, you know, go to these people. But it's one of the more fun things we do is the youth rodeo. And we've got all kinds of events, anywhere from barrel racing to pole bending. We've even got steer wrestling. And it's really cool. I actually do that myself. I really enjoy that. But yeah, my youth are really into it, and it also draws people that don't normally come to a church, don't have a regular church. You know, it's a novelty value. You know, you got cowboy church here. Well, I'm going to go see what all this is about. And because we have the rodeos, people are going to come, and it gets them out of the world. You know, it gets them away from the bad things that are going on and gives them an option, gives them an opportunity to participate in something else, and also to fellowship and to develop relationships with these people that do care about them and that wouldn't steer them wrong.
I know, speaking from the youth standpoint, as far as the youth groups are great because the youth trips that they do take, it kind of, taking them off somewhere kind of takes away a lot of the distractions that they have. and getting them away from the distractions that helps them to actually focus on more on each other and more on what's going on in their life. So, you know, with the youth group part of it, with the educational part, we try to do things with positive rewards. Not just, you know, see a student running down the hall, you don't say, stop running. You might say, look at one that was doing the right thing and say, hey, I like the way JoJo is walking down the hall. The other student looks at him and goes, oh man, more focusing on the positive than just always on the negative. So I think that's good, because if you do that, then I think that's where in a youth group or in education or whatever, they have the people that they trust. But with the youth group, those students are actually loving each other just exactly what Jesus calls us to do, is to love each other and care about each other. And I think that's what that kind of shares with them.
One of the cool things about the United Methodist Church is that the training of safety and right choices and decision making starts with the leadership. And so at our church, any United Methodist Church has a safe sanctuary policy. And so the leaders are thoroughly trained in how to deal with youth and how to make right relationships, how to form those bonds correctly, and just be a good leader. Because we all know as teenagers we looked up to certain people, and if you've got the right leadership, then the youth will follow. So I think creating a safe space for them is super important, and it starts with the leadership. So we have a great program. So.
All right, to our teenagers now, and they're going to tell us about team building skills where they have learned from their youth group participation about peer relationships and healthy adult relationships. We're going to begin with Laurel.
Relationships are very important, especially when you're a teenager, because they can pretty much dictate on who you're going to be throughout your entire life. And one of the things that I think is really important about relationships is not just cutting yourself off from anyone who's different, because if you do that, it just builds a wall between the Christians and the non-Christians, which is a big problem in today's high schools. Is there's the Christian groups and the non-Christian groups. So though it is important to build relationships, healthy relationships, always have good Christian friends to count on when all else fails, I also think it's very, very important that you make an abundance of friends of all different backgrounds, all different viewpoints, and that's and especially at my church, we've done a lot of stuff with working with homeless, working with the elderly, just a bunch of stuff to help you get out of your comfort zone and just not only reach out to the people who will be good to you, but reach out to the people who you'll be good to them.
I definitely think that who you hang out with has a lot to do with your personality and everything. And I feel like you need to hang out with the people that are going to make you better, but you also need to spread the word. But at our church, we have youth rodeos and the dance team, and being able to have youth nights, in which sets us in a place to where we're able to hang out with Christian people and that are good people for us to be with, and also showing us how to spread the word of God and just to be ministers in ourselves.
At my school, on Tuesday mornings, there's a youth pastor from the Crossing Church on the 75. He comes and he teaches us some about the Word, and he gets a lot of us together. I mean, it's open to the whole school. Anybody from the school can come and to come to it, and he sometimes he invites us to some of the things that he does that they do at their church. Like one night or one time they were going to do like a lock-in or whatever, and he invited whoever came to the Bible study that morning. And so it's just there's so many things you can do with school related and other things to get Christians to come, or not so much that, just to talk to them and get them inviting them to things that your church does, and that's one way you could get things to like get people to come in from the community to your church.
In conclusion, the solution to ensuring academic success for all American children is not rocket scientists, nor is it the responsibility of our school systems. Youth-serving organizations possess critical expertise and contribute to planning and decision-making strategies that are so necessary to teenage healthy lifestyles. It takes a village to raise a child. We're all intricate and we all must do our part. We've got to improve the outcomes in America's schools and beyond that school. Thank you, panel, for being here this evening and all of your contributions. And now, it's all about the kids.
You should come to my church, St. Gerard's Catholic Church, because we get to wrestle gators. You don't wrestle goats because gators are way cooler. We run a haunted house and it's strictly run by the kids for the kids. And it's kid friendly. We invite anyone that's not in our church to participate. And after the haunted house, there's a supper. We have chili suppers. We have a living Stations of the Cross that's run by the kids. You get it. We went to Steubenville, Ohio with a ninja priest that could dance and cook and sing. Bet you can't say that, Kurt.
I can't say that.
That's what I thought. So that's why you should go to my church. It's incredibly awesome. And you know, my priest right now, he's a weapon because he's a former what?
Is it an MMA guy or something?
Yeah, he's an MMA soldier. Yeah.
An MMA soldier. There's a new breed. How do I follow that? I primarily attend
Silverdale Baptist Church.
And one of the really cool things about
Silverdale Baptist Church
is that we have this thing called D groups. And it's a very large church, so the only way you're going to get one-on-one time with a leader in the church is if you split off into little groups. And our D group is pretty fun. We have a lumberjack. So one time we had a tree climbing contest in which, you know, we got pretty high up, branch broke, things got sketchy, you know, it's what happens in church. But also you just get one-on-one time with some really great people, and you get led in a way that you really can't find hardly anywhere else. Maybe Jason's church in Peavine, they're pretty cool. But and we do fun stuff too. Like we bring food in all the time, and I'm a teenager. What's not to love about having fun with food? I mean, food, nutrition. And another thing is for Christmas, our Sunday school teacher bought us all Nerf guns. And we went into the sanctuary and we had a one in the chamber match. And I shot one of our local bald Sunday school teachers in the head. And so, I mean, if you come down to Silverdale, you'll get to shoot people in the head who might be bald, might not be, but it's all pretty great.
Elizabeth Lee United Methodist Church in Chickamauga, Georgia is a wonderful little church community, and it's a very accepting church. Like, you will fit in here. We will find a place for you to fit in here, and it's just wonderful and accepting, and you will have just a blast. There's mission trips, there's cake auctions, there's everything. Yes. Elizabeth Lee is awesome. Team ELUMC.
I go to Cowboy Church and we get to have youth rodeos, so that means we get to wrestle cows and ride horses and just have fun. And we have youth trips and youth nights where we get to play manhunt, so just come on down and we'll make you feel at home.
Our church is fun because I think we go on mission trips to all over the place. We're gone for like, I don't know, a week maybe. We do that stuff, and sometimes we have walk-ins that we just hang out. And there's this thing called D-Now that we go to at Heritage High School, and we invite anybody to come to that, to do that. And we do some other activities like Messy Game Night, which I was kind of fun. But I don't remember anything from it. But anyways, we do some other things, and
At Parkland Baptist Temple, we're very accepting. We invite everybody. We're open to everybody. I think the most fun thing about our youth group is we do live music every Wednesday night for our worship service. We always do live music. There's always people, there's always someone on the drums, the keys, someone playing the guitar, whether it's acoustic or electric. We always have someone playing, and that's something teens really like is live music. I mean, we like music, playing on a CD, but it's fun when someone's up there playing it and you get into it, and it's a really good time. Our worship service is probably my favorite part of the service, and our youth pastor always brings a powerful message. He even calls people in the youth to come up and share their testimonies, and it's always a wonderful night. It's always a great night. I like the trips we take. We take a lot of youth retreats. I did not get to go because I had stuff going on, but this past weekend our youth went up and went on a skiing trip. They went skiing, and I didn't get to go. I had some stuff going on, but I hate I missed it. But we just do all kinds of stuff. Like in the summer, our youth pastor, he'll take us, like after our service, he'll take us, one night we might go to a movie, and the next week we might go bowling, or we'll go to eat somewhere, or we'll go to, we'll just do stuff after our services on Wednesday nights in the summer because, hey, kids don't want to go home early on summer nights, So he takes us and lets us do stuff, and it's really fun. I like how our youth pastor is really, he connects with the school. He will come, he'll go to each school, he'll try to go to each school, and eat lunch with kids. Like he'll come and eat lunch with us, and he's really involved in our school. I've been in FCA for 3 years now. I've been a leader in FCA for 3 years now. And anytime I need him to come speak, or even our head pastor, he'll come and speak. And FCA is a really good program, and I like how he interacts with our FCA. And I really enjoy our youth group.
I like my youth group because we go certain places, just like this summer we're going to New Mexico, which is going to be a horrible trip out there because it's 2 days on the bus and I have to deal with everyone. But once we get out there, it'll be okay. And then we have 2 days back. But these camps that we go to, there's certain bands that will be there. Like I've heard that Russia Fools will be at our camp that we're going to this summer, but our youth leader won't tell us. He just gives us ideas. But we have fun at our youth camps we go on. We go on retreats, weekend retreats. Our past weekend we went to Pigeon Mountain, and we got out there, and our youth leader told us don't get in the lake. We could go do the paddle boats and canoes. Well, not everyone listens, so they go and get in and they'll sink the paddle boat, or they'll flip it, and that's the first thing they did was flip the paddle boats. They sunk the canoes and all, and we could go fishing, but there was certain things that we do. Our youth pastor every now and then will take us out Baskin Robbins or Steak and Shake. Just different little things he does every now and then. We also, on Saturday nights, we have started a new worship that the whole church does, and that some youth is involved and some isn't, but it's good. It's outreach to the community, and we do messy game night, which is there's this one boy in our youth group that leads it. He goes out, buys anything, mustard, ketchup, mayonnaise, beans, pork and beans, whatever you want to name, he buys. And we'll do certain things, like one day we have we do it at a lock-in, and like we have put peanut butter on our face and throw marshmallows at our People will throw marshmallows at your face, get it to stick to you. And then he'll do a big slip and slide that he'll put mayonnaise, mustard, pork and beans, whatever you want. And you have to go down it while people are throwing lettuce, tomatoes at you. It's fun, but it's messy, like I said, messy game night, it all falls in. But yeah, it's First Baptist Fort Oglethorpe Youth. It's fun.
Dr. Carl F. Peterson Jr. has been practicing dentistry in the Rossville area for over 30 years. He and his professional staff will gently take care of all of your general, orthodontic, and cosmetic dentistry needs. Dr. Peterson is a participating provider with most insurance companies as well as HealthSpring and Medicaid and will gladly file your insurance. You will be greeted by his friendly staff who take pride in making sure your visit is a pleasant experience. Call and schedule your smile makeover, and don't forget to mention seeing this ad on Solutions of Success to receive a 20% discount on your visit.
At Accelerated Workflow Solutions, we provide software and training in the field of voice recognition to help make computers more accessible for both medical professionals and people with disabilities. Call us at 706-375-3007. We are the Dragon People. We are Accelerated Workflow Solutions.
Uh-oh, Dad's gonna be mad.
If you find yourself in need of an attorney, call the law offices of Robert L. Stoltz. From auto crashes to forming a corporation, attorney Robert L. Stoltz can help you through some of life's ups and downs. Call him at 858-0023 or visit his offices at 376 Cloud Springs Road, Fort Oglethorpe.
Thanks again to the wonderful teenagers joining us this evening. And now we're going to Jack Bell at Absolute Fit so he can show us how to stay physically fit. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Go teams!
Hey, I'm Jack Bell at Absolute Fit. In this segment, we're talking about teens, self-image, and girl power. Now, as you parents out there well know, that self-image for your teens starts at a very young age. So you need to get involved with your teens and encourage their talents. Find out what they're interested in, get involved in that, and give them praise for when they're doing good. You know, don't try to overinflate their ego or nothing like that, but you really want to give the teens some positive influence of whatever their talent may be. It may be baseball, football, it may be painting, anything like that, but get involved with that. And also, be a good role model for your teen. You know, because they watch everything that you do from a very young age. You know, if you're one of those people that is real down on yourself, always degrading yourself, you know, they see that, they emulate that, and that's going to carry on with them until adulthood. So try to be that positive role model. You know, when you get up in the morning and say, hey, we're going to do better, and praise your teens when they do good, not also just on their looks, but in school, their academics. You know, give them that praise when it's encouraged, when it's needed. Support their positive friends. You know, get involved with their friends. Have that open house to invite their friends over and see what kind of friends that they're hanging around with. Get involved with that and have that supportive in that family relationship. Self-image is also important in your teens' appearance. You know, it's not all about looks because beauty comes from within. So remember, parents, praise your teens. Self-image, praise them when it's needed, but don't try to overinflate their ego. And later in this segment, we're going to show you a few exercise demos of how to increase some strength for your body. And we're also going to go over posture analysis. That's like when we do personal training here at Absolute Fit. We'll do a posture analysis on you and find out what needs to be corrected. Like right now in the tech world that we're going through, we see a people that has bad posture, meaning the shoulders are rotated forward. They're getting what we call chicken neck, and that's the head leaning forward. So how do you correct those things? Did you know bad posture is the #1 related issue for back problems? So now join us now as we show you a few basic exercises that you need to know to help with your posture and help with a little bit of strength, help with your self-esteem. All right, now what we're going to do here is a demo of a few exercises we do in some of our classes here at Absolute Fit. So Kim, go ahead and take us away.
Okay, ladies, we're going to start with a squat press. You're going to go ahead and grab your weights. You're going to have your feet shoulder width apart, hands by your side. We're going to slowly squat, and the weight should go halfway between your knee and your feet. And we're going to stand up and do a shoulder press. Okay? Here we go.
Now, one of the squat presses that they're demoing here is a full body exercise program. Now, it works the legs, it works the back, the glutes, shoulders, biceps, everything. So it's a really good calorie burning exercise. One of the best strengthening whole body exercises that you can actually do.
Two more.
And as you can see, when they're squatting, they're keeping their back good and straight, their eyes forward. And the next one we're going to be demonstrating is using a band. And if you have bad posture, meaning your shoulders are slumped forward, this is going to really strengthen the back muscles to help pull those shoulders back. And they'll demonstrate a few reps here to show you what it looks like.
Arms out. Make sure we stretch our arms out until the band touches our chest, and then come back to the center. Ready?
Now on this, as you see, when they're pulling back, you really want to squeeze those shoulder muscles together in the back. Get a full extension on that.
One more. Good. You're going to lay your bands to your left side. Let's get our weights again. We're going to do some curls.
So the next exercise we're going to demo is the bicep muscle, which they call the pretty muscle on the arm. It gives you a nice definition of the upper part of the arm, front part of the arm. So go ahead, Kim, demonstrate a few. And what you want to do is when you're standing doing the arm curls is keep the knees flexed just a little, bring it all the way up, squeeze hard at the top, and take your arm all the way back down to the side so you have full extension of the arm. And remember, try not to get into a swinging motion when you're doing arm curls. So if you get into that, lighten your weight because you're using too much weight.
Okay, so I'm going to place your weights to the right. We'll get on a mat and do some push-ups.
Now the next exercise is the push-up. It's a great upper body strengthening exercise. There's a few ways that you can do it. And you'll see a demonstration here of some are on the knees and some are actually on the toes. But the goal here is you want to keep the body good and straight. From the shoulders to the hips to the ankles is a perfect push-up all the way down to the ground and right back to the top. And as you can see, as Reagan demonstrates here, she is actually on her knees. Her hips are straight, shoulders. Go ahead, Reagan, do a few. All the way down and up. And a good thing is you keep your head faced forward. So you don't look at the ground, you're not dropping your head. You want to make sure the chest muscles. If this gets too hard, you can actually do it on a wall until you build up some muscle. So you guys go ahead and try a few. And those are some good looking push-ups. Good job. So the next exercise we're going to go into is the plank. Now the plank is a good core workout. It's going to strengthen basically the whole body.
We want to get on our elbows
And the goal for the plank
and our toes.
is, just like you'll see on Paula here, is you want to be on your toes, bring your midsection up, your elbows are down, palms are flat, and the body is good and straight. That's how you want to hold the plank. So you get a good core exercise. Very good strengthening exercise for the core. Good. So the next exercise we're going to do is we're going to work on the abdominal area, so we're going to do crunches. Now the crunches and the sit-ups are some of the most abused exercises that you can actually do. So you have to be real careful when you use these. A lot of people will get neck injuries from doing sit-ups or crunches, and you should never do that. So go ahead, we'll show you what to do. The way we do crunches here is you're laid back, your legs are at 90 degrees, your hands are on your chest. And what you're going to do is you're going to push your hands straight towards the ceiling and come right back to the chest. So go ahead and do a few reps of these. There you go. Looks good. Now what you don't want to do is crunches like this. You'll pull your head into your chest and go right back down. This is improper crunch. You're not going to get the full effect out of that. And also, way a lot of people make mistakes is they'll grab behind their head and they'll actually pull their neck into their chest, and this is how we develop neck injuries. So don't ever do that. Don't even grab your head. Stay on the side. Remember what area that you're trying to work. You're trying to work the abdominal area. So what you'll do is you'll come up, squeeze that, and go right back to the ground. Now, the way you breathe on this exercise is you exhale as you're coming up and inhale as you're going back down. Very good, Reagan.
One more.
And good job. The next one we'll demonstrate is called the Superman. So you just go ahead and roll over. You'll be on your stomach. So again, if you have that round posture, this is a great exercise that helps strengthen the back up to pull that out so your arms are straight out. And all you're going to do is you're going to raise your arms up off the ground and right back to the ground. So it's a short exercise, so it's not very big. So go ahead and do a few of those. And when you come to the top, hold it just for a couple seconds and right back to the ground. Very good. And as you're flying across the city, you can visualize there to make your exercise better. Excellent. And the last one we want to show you guys, and remember this is just a few of a lot of exercises we do here at Absolute Fit. Now we're going to do the chest stretch. And this is going to be a very good exercise. And when we talk about posture analysis in a moment, is how to stretch the chest out when you get through exercising. Is put your arms out. You'll be at 90 degrees. Grab a portion on the wall and turn right into that. And you'll feel that stretch all the way across the chest, your shoulder, your bicep. And that is a very good stretch. And all you do is just change the side and do the other side. And you want to hold these for about 15 to 30 seconds. About 3 sets. And there you go. That concludes our sample exercise demo. Thank you very much.